I'm back over here. Guys, today what we are going to learn, an important aspect to understand in the topic called probability. This is very, very important. So how to draw a lattice diagram, okay, and understand the questions of probability. Basically, probability questions can be understood and solved, and you can get the answers by many different ways. You can draw the Venn diagram, you can draw the tree diagram, and you can as well draw the lattice diagram. There are these three different aspects which are well known. So today, by way of one particular question, we are going to understand how lattice diagram helps us solving a probability question. You know what you mean by probability. That means we are assuming what would be the number of events, chances of occurrence, correct? So let's see the question. The question says that there are two dice, a blue colored die and a red colored die. So when a blue colored die and a red colored die are thrown, and both the dice are numbered 1 to 6. So a blue colored die and a red colored die numbered 1 to 6 are thrown. Draw the lattice diagram first of all to show all the probable occurrences. Now, in order to understand the lattice diagram, you need to go through this entire question. So the question goes like this, that a blue colored die and a red colored die, both numbered 1 to 6, are thrown. So step number 1, you're supposed to draw the lattice diagram. Step number 2, the question number 2 says that find the probability of observing an odd number. You need to find the probability of observing an odd number. The next question states, find the probability of observing an even number with a red die. Find the probability of observing an even number with a red die. The third question says, find the probability of observing a sum of 7. Now, what do you mean by sum of 7? That means when the two dice are thrown, whatever numbers appear on both the dice, the sum of those numbers should be 7. So what would be the probability when both the dice are thrown that you get a sum of 7? And the fourth and the final question says, find the probability of observing a sum of 7 or an odd number on the red die. Observing a sum of 7 or an odd number on the red die. So that's what the question is, correct? So the first part is very, very clear. We have two dice, a blue colored die and a red colored die, right? And both dice we are going to throw. Both dice are numbered 1 to 6. So when you throw both the dice, what's going to happen? We have to first of all draw the lattice diagram. Let's see the lattice diagram. Okay, so I have a blue colored die and a red colored die, correct? So now let me number this as a blue colored die. The die is numbered 1 to 6. So I'll be writing here number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, and number 6. So there goes my blue colored die, which is having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then I have a red die, okay, which I will write it vertically. That's how you do for any lattice diagram. Okay, this is a lattice diagram which is having two aspects only in it. So my red colored die again are numbered as 1, 2, right, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so now you can see on the board that we have the blue colored die numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the red colored die numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and what are the combinations that's going to appear in both the cases? That's what we are supposed to see. So when a die is thrown, if blue colored die also has 1 and a red also has 1, what can come, right? So the option is I can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 everywhere. I can get here also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Here again a blue colored die can give me these numbers whenever it is thrown along with red colored die. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So that gives me that a blue colored die, whenever it's thrown with a red colored die, it may give you any of these outcomes, right? It may give you any of these numbers whenever it is thrown. Now, when a red colored die is also thrown along with it, so red colored die can give you 1. So that means one of the probability of combination is 1, 1. When you throw a die, you may get 1, 1 on each of them. You may get 2, 1. You may get 3, 1. Why? Because this is corresponding to 1. You may get 4 and 1. You may get 5 and 1. You may get 6 and 1. Okay? So similarly, if 2 occurs on a red die and blue die can give you any of the numbers 1 to 6, then you may get the combination of 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5, 2, 6, 2. 3, 1, 3, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 3, 5, 3, 6, 3. Right? 4, 1, 4, 2, 4, 3, 4, 4, 4, 5, 4, 6, 4. 5, 1, 5, 2, 5, 3, 5, 4, 5, 5, 5, 6, 5. With 6, you'll get 1, 6, 2, 6, 3, 6, 4, 6, 5, 6, and 6, 6. So that completes my lattice diagram best representation. Okay, so because they had asked me that when blue color die and red color die is thrown, please draw a lattice diagram which best represents the experiment. So definitely now understand this very clearly. When I throw both the dice, I may get 1 and 1, 1 from the blue die, 1 from the red die. I may get any of these combinations, 3 from a blue die and 2 on a red die. I may get 4 on a blue die, 5 on a red die, any of these combinations. So now the very important aspect is, once you know the lattice diagram, you need to first of all find out what is the total number of outcomes. What is the total number of outcomes? And how do you find the total number of outcomes? That's very, very simple. You need to find out what is the total number of outcome on blue die. That's P of A. If I represent this by A and if I represent this probability by B, then I can say that the total number of outcomes for A would be nothing but N of A would be 6 and N of B would be 6. And total number of outcomes, so total outcomes will be always equal to 6 multiplied by 6. The number of outcomes of A multiplied by the number of outcomes of B, that is 36. 36 will be the total number of outcomes. From the lattice diagram also, you can very clearly count that there are 36 outcomes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 into 6 columns, right? And 6 rows. So you get 36 outcomes. So there goes the lattice diagram. Now let's concentrate and understand the first part of the question. The first part of the question stated, what was it? It stated, find the probability of observing an odd number. So the question is very, very clear. Find the probability of observing an odd number. Now the question states finding the probability of observing an odd number. That means this odd number can appear on a blue die also, or it can appear on the red die as well. How does lattice diagram helps us in identifying that? How many chances are there where we see or we can see an odd number appearing? Okay, let me underline it. So I can see in this combination I can get an odd number 1 and 1. So on both the dice 1 and 1, I get an odd number over here as well, right? Understand, finding the probability of observing an odd number. They have not mentioned observing an odd number with a red die or a blue die. They have simply mentioned find the probability of observing an odd number. So that odd number can be on a blue die, it can be on a red die, it can be on both the dice as well. It can be anywhere. So we are going to consider all those events where the odd number is occurring either on a blue die or on a red die or on both of them. So I am going to underline it for your better understanding, right? So I can see the odd number occurrences in all 6 of them. What about the second row combination? In the second row combination, I can see odd number over here, and over here, only on the 3 occurrences. With 3 as odd number, I can get all 6 places odd numbers. In the 4th row, I can again see only at 3 occurrences the odd number appearing in the 5th row in all 6 places. And in the 6th row, again I can see the odd number occurring, only on 3 instances. So now if you count the 1st row, the 3rd row and the 5th row are giving me 6 plus 6 plus 6, 18 occurrences where odd number can occur, and the 2nd, 4th and the 6th row gives me 3 events each. So therefore my first part, probability of getting an odd number, is nothing but there are 6 occurrences in 3 rows, so 6 into 3 plus 3 occurrences, 1, 2, 3 occurrences in 3 rows, that's 3 into 3 divided by the total number of outcomes. Total number of outcome we already calculated, 36. So that gives me 6 into 3, 18 plus 9, 27 over 36, and my probability is 3 by 4. So the probability of getting an odd number is 3 by 4. I hope that's very clear. Lattice diagram, how helpful it is. What's our second question? The second question states, find the probability of observing an even number with a red die. Find the probability of observing an even number with a red die. Now when this question you read it carefully, observing an even number with a red die means on the red die it has to be an even number only, but on the blue die it can be an odd number, it can be an even number, any of this. So we have to look at combinations where the red die gives only an even number, and the blue die can give any of the combinations. I'll use a second color combination over here. So let me see, find the probability of observing an even number on a red die. Okay, even number on a red die. So where do I see red die mean even number is only 2, 4 and 6. I'm not at all going to look at 1, 3 and 5 options over here, because I need an even number on a red die. What are those combinations? So with 2 I can get this as the combination, right? Finding the probability of even number on a red die. So here this is again a combination, this is again a combination, this is again a combination giving me even numbers on a red die, even number on a red die. So with 2 as even number, I can have 6 occurrences. Similarly, with 4 as an even number, I can again have 6 occurrences where I get an even number on the red die. And same way with 6, I can have 6 occurrences where I can have even number with the red die, right? So I can have even number with the red die. So you can see all the squared boxes. This is going to give me even number on the red die, whereas blue die can give me odd or even any of the options. So there are 6 occurrences over here, 6 occurrences in the 4th row, and 6 occurrences in the 6th row. So therefore, the total number of occurrences is nothing but 6 into 3 divided by 36, that's 18 over 36. So my probability is 1 by 2. So the probability of chances of getting an even number on a red die is around 50%, half the chance, right? So that gives me the third answer. Now what's my fourth question? The fourth question states, find the probability of observing a sum of 7. I hope the first 3 parts are very, very clear. Now from the same lattice diagram, we are going to find out the probability of observing a sum of 7. So what I need to find, probability of observing a sum of 7. Probability of observing a sum of 7. Understand, in each of the probabilities, the total number of outcomes is always going to be same, because it's 2 dice, 6 outcomes in each. 6 multiplied by 6 gives you 36 outcomes. Now, probability of observing a sum of 7. Where all can I get a sum of 7? 1 plus 1 will give me 2. 4 plus 1 will give me 5. 5 plus 1 will give me 6. 6 plus 1 will give me 7, right? So therefore, here's where my 7 is occurring. Let me circle it. So this is one occurrence in my first row, first column, where I can get a sum of 7. Where else can you see a sum of 7 in this question? Yes, now it's very clear. 5 plus 2, this is going to give me sum of 7. 4 plus 3, this is going to give me sum of 7. 3 plus 4, this is going to be giving me sum of 7. 2 plus 5, again a sum of 7. 1 plus 6, again a sum of 7. Anywhere else? Do you see? I'll give you 1 minute to check out that do we have any other option where you can get a sum of 7? 4 plus 2, 6, 3 plus 5, 8, 4 plus 6, 10, 6 plus 6, 12, 5 plus 5, 10. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Only 6 occurrences where a sum of 7 can be obtained. Now, while obtaining the sum of 7, they have not given us any other restriction that it has to be a kind of even number on a red die or an odd number on a red die and a sum of 7. They have simply said sum of 7. So we are going to consider all these options. So there are 6 occurrences in all, and 6 over 36, that gives me 1 by 6 as the probability of sum of 7. Right? Now comes the last part, which is a kind of combination of this only. What's our last question? Find the probability of observing a sum of 7 or an odd number on the red die. You have to find the probability of observing a sum of 7 or a red number or an odd number on the red die. So finding the probability of observing a sum of 7 or a red number or an odd number on the red die, how do we find out? I know that sum of 7 is only these 6 options, but the second part is or an odd number on the red die. Now, which are all those options where I have an odd number on the red die as well as sum of 7? I have this, where I have odd number on the red die and a sum of 7. I have this, an odd number on the red die and a sum of 7. Correct? I have this, an odd number on the red die and a sum of 7. Sum of 7 or an odd number on the red die. So how many such occurrences do you have? 1, 2 and 3. Only 3 occurrences where you have sum of 7 or an odd number, that is 1, 3 and 5 on the red die. So the probability of having a sum of 7 or an odd number on the red die is equal to 3 over 36. That's 1 by 12. So I have all the options where I have given you the answers very clearly. This tick mark symbols shows you the last answer. 1 by 6, sum of 7. Sum of 7 is shown you by the circle part, right, in the lattice diagram. Then what do you have? Even number on a red die. Even number, 18 occurrences on a red die. That's shown to you by the square boxes, and the odd numbers are shown to you just by drawing a line in the lattice figure. And that's how a lattice diagram helps us in understanding probability as well as understanding and getting the answers for every event that may occur. I hope this particular question and this lattice diagram have been very, very clear in explaining you. If you have any further doubts, you can write to us on info@kteducare.in. I repeat, info@kteducare.in. If you need any kind of assistance with online lectures or with offline live lectures at our center, do get in touch with us on 72680 72680. I repeat, you can get in touch with us on 72680 72680. Connect with us and join in our Hum Hai Na concept. We are there for you. You take online sessions or you take offline sessions, we will be always there with you 24/7. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.